On a wind-swept plateau in southern France, a band of horses run wild and free. No, this is not a utopian fantasy. It is a very real scene indeed. These are Takhi horses, of ancient lineage and the only breed never to have been domesticated. Native to Central Asia, Takhi were declared extinct from the wild some 40 years ago, but thanks to conservation efforts, this unique breed has returned to the wild, where it now thrives. A love of horses, their history and ethology, brought me to a hamlet called Le Villaret, high in the Causse Migène in the Cevennes National Park, a place where Takhi have been successfully rewilded. I wanted to see for myself this magnificent beast and experience it in a natural habitat. Takhi, meaning spirit in Mongolian, is also known as Przewalski's horse, a name bestowed on it by the Russian explorer Nikolai Przewalski, who claimed to have discovered the breed. Until the 1980s, bands of Takhi roamed the vast grassland plains that span Russia, Mongolia and China. Herd numbers steadily declined as a consequence of hunting, habitat loss and a succession of brutal winters, until not a single horse remained in the wild. Individuals, however, continued to survive in zoos around the world. Concern for the breed's survival inspired a number of projects to attempt to rewild the horse. One such project was played out in the south of France by an organisation called the TAKH Association. In 1993, 11 horses were selected from zoos, brought to Le Villaret and released into a fenced reserve. The first 10 years were hard on the horses who struggled to adapt to their new environment. Decades of captivity had dulled their instincts and ability to survive independent of human intervention. With each passing year and with each new generation, the horses grew stronger and stronger. But this wasn't the end of the project. The next step was an even greater challenge. A select few of the fittest were rounded up and shipped to Mongolia, where they were released onto the open plains. At Le Villaret, the horses always had a certain degree of protection. The Mongolian steppe was far more challenging. The horses would be confronted with the risk of predation, starvation, and severe weather conditions. Against the odds, the horses have established a strong presence on their ancestral home. The general public is not allowed to enter the 400-hectare semi-reserve at Le Villaret. I had joined a small group of ethologists at the centre, where we were escorted by a guide into the enclosure. Across the parched landscape we travelled on foot, tracking down the horses. After some time we came across a small herd grazing in a sheltered valley. Staying close together, we maintained a safe distance from the horses. Absolutely no contact with the animals is permitted, touch or voice. Crouched behind boulders, we spent hours observing the behaviour of these wild creatures. Whispering among ourselves, we watched and marvelled at the horses' interaction, the strict hierarchy among the mares, the restless antics of the youngsters, and the intimidating presence of a protective stallion. Ancient cave drawings by prehistoric man at Chauvet and Lassault depict a horse that is dun-coloured with mealy underparts. It has a large head and a Roman nose and a black spiky mane. Some of these cave drawings were made over 20,000 years ago, and their similarity to Takhi horse is easily perceived. For me, being in the presence of these primordial beasts was an absolutely thrilling experience. The success of this project demonstrates the potential and capacity we have to restore and conserve other natural wonders on this planet. The idea of wild horses isn't some romantic dream. It is indeed a reality.